Welcome back to 5 Naughty Women in Prison with Cold as Cocoa, Part 2. Now, if you haven't seen Part 1, make sure you go check that out right now. But if you have, let's dive right into it. Next up is female serial killer Kelly Cochran. Now, Kelly was born in Maryville, Indiana. She was a serial killer who allegedly killed up to 21 people. Now, despite this, she was only convicted of 2 murders. In early 2016, she lured a man to her home where her husband shot the man. Kelly then assisted her husband in dismembering the body. Later that year, she committed another shocking crime. In 2018, she was convicted of killing her husband, Jason Cochran. Kelly is accused of cannibalism and is even accused of serving her husband's remains to neighbors. Kelly's 2 known victims are Chris Regan, age 55 at the time of his death, and her husband, Jason Cochran, age 37. At the time of the murder, Kelly was 34. Next on the list is our angel of mercy, Heather Presti. Heather was a nurse from Natrona Heights, Pennsylvania. She's convicted of administering lethal doses of insulin to 22 of her patients across 5 facilities in western Pennsylvania. It began in December 2020 and lasted until May 1st of 2023. Heather, however, doesn't see herself as a murderer, but more of an angel of mercy. In her eyes, she was easing the suffering of her patients by taking their lives. She pled guilty to all charges in May 2024 to avoid the death penalty. For her crimes, Heather received 3 consecutive life sentences without parole, as well as an additional 380 to 760 years. 3 of Heather's known victims include James Bartow, age 55 at the time of his death, Gerald Shrum, age 90, and Nicholas Symbol, age 43. The next and final lady on my list is the infamous Pamela Hupp. Pamela was born and raised in Delwood, Missouri. Her first victim was none other than her 42-year-old friend, Elizabeth Betsy Faria. Pamela stabbed Betsy over 50 times one afternoon at Betsy's home in Troy, Missouri on December 27, 2011. Initially, detectives believed that Russ Faria, Betsy's husband, was responsible for the murder. However, they later learned that days prior to her death, Betsy had made Pamela, and not her husband, the sole beneficiary of her life insurance policy. Making matters even worse, Pamela was having an affair with Betsy's husband, Russ. Justice took 10 years, and Pamela wasn't charged for Betsy's murder until July of 2021. Her trial is expected to begin in August 2026. Pamela's second victim was Louis Gumpenberger, a 33-year-old with disabilities from a car crash. She attempted to frame Russ Faria for the murder, as she believed Russ was trying to kill her in an effort to silence her about Betsy's murder. To learn more about Pam and her murders, I recommend the following NBC miniseries, The Thing About Pam, starring Renee Zellweger. Pamela Hupp had just turned 53 at the time of Betsy's murder. Elizabeth Betsy Faria was 42 at the time of her death. Louis Gumpenberg was just 33. And that's all for this week. If you enjoy content like this, make sure you follow for more. Bye.